Alright, so this is just a attempt to show what I have currently in my bank account and how I've been trying to manage life with this amount of money. As you can see, you can also see the fees or otherwise charges that I've been getting or making payments to for the stuff that I've been going through. Thankfully, my bank was able to refund those $22 of overdraft fees that they were charging me, even though I tell them often that it is kind of messed up and still predatory in the sense that even receiving, if they're gonna, in other words, if they're gonna refund them, why charge them at all? Because when they do charge them and they make me panic and see the negative or see the result of the overdraft itself, it pushes me into a state of panic. That was what pushed me into the state of buying into or borrowing from these cash advance apps when I really needed it, So when my bicycle was broken and I needed parts, I needed to order stuff quickly, I would order it. When I was trying to otherwise get a gift for someone in order to maybe build a positive rapport with somebody, and maybe one day find a partnership or something I can get out of this situation as well with. But again, it's just been difficult because I would have nothing to show for it if I didn't have anything. So look at these overdraft fees. This is thankfully what I was refunded, but that at the time when they took it, it caused me to get an Instacash for payment, for instance, that one Instacash that paid back out at $362. So that was automatically taken from my paycheck once I received it. That was already taken from my paycheck. That was probably already low because of such as much for such type of overdraft fees, for instance, right there too. And so I understand these money apps becoming a spiral and becoming a loop of issues. But how else is one supposed to get by when you have no family support, no government support? How do you get by with all of this stuff and having to buy everything mostly from my current employer's store as well? So the people that are paying me are getting back my money that they're paying me, in other words. So Till is another service I use, as you can see. And then these are probably transfers to Cash App that I was making. I was also at the time, thinking about transferring over. So that Pay Ranger, that's for laundry. So let me put that one, Pay Ranger. This is for Hey Google. Hey Google. Oh shit, it's not working. I forgot. In a list currently showing on my screen, what would be the best one for something like laundry? What type of category would laundry fall under? Personal care, maybe?
For a laundry-related expense, the most suitable category from your current list would be personal care.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Because none of these others. So personal care. Yep, there it is, laundry. Okay, transaction, laundry for all pay range vending. Let's go for apply to all. So I do like the fact that we're able to do this, right? That's cool. I do like the details right here, but see, I often find it strange and rather unknown what these, for example, Pay Range Mobile, Portland, Oregon, I guess that's what the OE stands for, I don't know. But, excuse me, if my balance, let's see, previous available. See, that this is the only time I started getting confused. Like it says, what is all this stuff? Like it says, balance is 256, previous available was 66. So what exactly am I seeing when I see the minus $10? What does that mean? Am I getting, like, they took out $10, but all of a sudden my balance now is 256 at that time? It makes no sense. I go stuff for okay, max rules, okay, perfect. Let's go back. And I hate too that when I press back, it goes all the way back to the top of the list. I don't like that it just doesn't go back to that part where I was at, like it should. Save the last page I was at, you know. Not so. See, then they changed this too recently. They started changing the overdraft fee to this non-sufficient funds fee, which I found is extremely insulting. But thankfully, I love my bank, and they thankfully returned that to me, as well as gave me a lower percentage to require in order for them to hopefully give me this vehicle loan. But then I'm doing my best, and I'm always honest with them. I always tell them my situation, hope that they can help as much as possible. So here, if you can see, for instance, what was I was at negative 279. Okay, then I guess I deposited the check, which put me at 285, and then I transferred 85 to cash. Oh no, I transferred over $200 to Cash App because I was like, oh, they're gonna take money from me these other apps, so let me just move some money fast. And it seems, sure enough, they took the $85 that was left over. That Dave took it. So I went from 85 minus that shit took, and I left me with 57 cents. And then MoneyLion took out $4. Yeah, it kind of makes sense, I guess. But then there, bam, I get hit with an overdraft fee. And then I get an instant cash repayment. Overdraft fee, I guess, came in for that one, and then I don't know how. Sometimes these also these refunds they post all late too, with different strange dates. So for instance, here what I had to do was, after I was again going low, I had to borrow $25 at least, which I did thankfully, and then I deposited my other check. That left me with $343. Okay, that kind of makes sense. 343 minus 27 minus capital fund 1 minus 35 minus that. Oh, then I got with those insufficient funds again. Bam, bam, bam. I got hit with those 3. Then I got hit with grant payment, credit card genie payment, and then thankfully I got some of those refunds, or all of those refunds back. And then I got hit with I paid $60 because I want to make that payment right away too, to my card, because it was at over the amount that I had borrowed, so I wanted to make at least that one zero. But yeah, so I mean, it's like I'm grateful and thankful again of my the Llama and Hawthorne. I think that was a smoke shop, maybe. Or maybe it was food. I can't recall. Llama, I don't forget. I don't know where that's from. Hawthorne Boulevard. I went twice. Where's it from? Oh no, it says Boulevard, whatever that is. Let's see what that means. No speaking option. Boo. if you guys had an option where similar to Gemini's automatic response or synthesized response, it would be greatly beneficial, helpful, extremely helpful if I was able to do the same, where if I screenshotted something or if I was sharing with it a page, that once it is done analyzing or researching it, it starts therefore speaking out to me the potential results or the outcome of it, because it would just make it so much easier and more efficient, in my opinion. I hope it's like the top one. Damn. Yeah, please maybe make the feature available to be able to listen to the response. I just have to read it. I'm trying to remember where I went. Oh, I know what it was. I know what this was. This was okay. So let me see. That happened. I saw 2 fees on that one. That was rather strange. So hang on, let me check that out again. Or maybe it was just the same one, but I saw it 2 different times. That was a restaurant where I just went and bought some Jermaine. Alright, so I got 1 for okay, that's good. That makes food. Now I know. I remember now. This was for food. It should only be 1 though, even though I marked it for home. Yeah, so as you can see, there's a lot of deposits thankfully returned, but it just makes no sense to charge them to begin with. I mean, it's very hurtful, and it stops us from being able to catch up if that was always constantly an issue. So I find it really hurtful, kind of messed up. Well, that's interesting, because I see here that I got a charge at Llama Food, but I only went to that place once before, and yet they charged me again. That's rather strange. So I need to screenshot that. Okay, so why did that Llama Food happen twice? Why was it twice? And then that was strange. Where is it at? See, I don't like that it resets like that. It's weird. So there goes again, December 6th. Okay. Okay. Why did I see it twice? So let's see. Strange. Okay, there goes. So there's Llama 1 on December 6th. Why is December 6th up here? Okay, see, that's strange. That's part of the complaint that I went to my bank about, but they haven't changed anything about it either. And they just take the suggestion, they take the little issue. It's like, yo, man, come on, man. It's 2025 already, got them 26 actually. They say, see, the other one goes, and then it goes 2, 15, 10, 9, and then 6, bam, it jumps to 6. But then look, 15, 11, it goes, okay, so they're not showing me a repeat. Oh, that's what happened. So why is it showing these repeats again on December 15th under December 6th? It makes no sense. What's wrong with that? Right, December 10th, what the fuck? 9 again, so it's just repeating. 6. So it's the same thing again, it repeats the same pattern. So now it goes December 9th, 6th, and then back to 15th again. What's up with that? What the fuck, man? It's so confusing shit. So it's repeating everything. So there goes 10th, 9th, and there goes 6 again. Okay. And then it repeats again. What the fuck? And it's 15. So what about anything before then? Is that going to be repeated again? 9th and 6th. There it is. Repeat again. This is an error. This is a bug in the fucking app. And this is also part reason why I'm not getting accurate readings about my bank or my statements. There it goes again. 6th, 15th, 11th, 10, 9, 6, 15, 11, 10, 9, 6, 15, 11, 10, 9, 6, 15, 11, 10, 9, 6, 15, 11, 10, 9, 6, 15, 11. Wow, does this ever end? Now it's just doing 10, 9, 6, 10, 9, 6, 10, 9, 6, 15, 11, or 15, or 11, 15, 11, 10, 9, 6, 15, 11. So it's just what repeats on that date? Does it ever end? Is it just stuck on the loop after that? It makes no sense. So that refreshing icon was what? For what? Oh, okay, crap. Now it's going to go back to the top. Damn it. Okay, go back. Ah, see? So now it's back at the top. And refreshing this does what? What does refreshing do? It makes it go in a loop. In a loop-de-whoop. And this is never going to end, or what? What's going on here? I'm about to go to my bank and tell them about this one. So I don't see anything from before December 6th, apparently. But it's like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, how do we hold these companies accountable for this kind of stuff, right? Because who knows how many other people are going through this. Who knows how many other people made poor financial decisions because of a misreading or inaccurate reading. And I appreciate them lowering down the percentage of my necessary amount to be able to qualify for the loan, and that's great. But still, even $1,000 is a lot of money. Why couldn't they just help me out with that too? Okay, so now we're seeing other dates. Okay, so now we're going not just 15/11. Now we're back. We're actually able to see December 3rd. But how many times did that 15/11 have to fucking repeat itself, right? Like, see, here's another weird one. I'm getting charged for Clover on December 6th. I didn't see that way up in the top before that. December 6th, earlier. Clover on December 6th just started popping up. The Jack in the Box. This Join True was not up there either. Join True. Or was it? We'll check the video later. But see, my argument is all that weird shit, right? Maybe Clover was up there. I just didn't see it. Why did it feel different though? I remember the pay range. That's what I was editing. I remember the Bridget, the overdraft fees, the float me, I think. But this is why it was important for me to screen record myself, because I needed to see what stuff, funky stuff is going on. And if it's being done intentionally, or if it's truly by accident. Because if it's done intentionally, or at the excuse that it was an accident, it is still something that we as members should get compensated for. Because maybe I'm crazy, but I mean, I didn't see all of these other things that I'm starting to see now. So this would be terrible statement. I mean, either way, you guys see what I mean. Like, look how far down I have to go just to see December, what is it, 3rd that I saw? So it just doesn't make sense. And then they would tell me, oh, but if you want to get your statement for the month, you have to go to the month and get your statement view, whatever. Yeah, but I'm not gonna be able to see all of these updates. I'm gonna see the more recent transactions. I'm only gonna see at the end of the month. I get to see the statements for the end of the month. But as you can see, I can't even get the statements for this month in the basic form because they're not gonna be accurate. Like, they're gonna have to be this weird app. Ah, man, this is so irritating. Because it just proves my point further of these other craziness stuff and how it affects everything else, you know. Let's see, this was back in, okay, so they were bang, finally in November. But how many times, like, finally it just goes from December 2nd, finally. So how far down did I have to go just to see December 2nd? And why do these only certain specific transactions get repeated and repeated and showed what it showed? All of it right here, it still repeats too. So it goes to November, December, November, December, November, December, December, November, November, December, December, November, November, December. Okay, see, that's crazy. I'm gonna have to upload this one, and that's crazy, man. Let's upload this video, actually. It's crazy. Let me stop it here so I can upload it to share with them.